Alright, we're live. What's up, guys? Welcome to the daytime stream. We're starting at almost 5 p.m. again. I don't know how it happens, man. It's like near impossible to get on in time. How did I get those early days done? I'll tell you how. We didn't upload any content on those days where we started early. Now, why is my... What is going on here? My iPad's not... Oh, there it goes. I was going to say my iPad's not connecting to the internet. We gotta have the internet. Close this. Jump over here. Alright, we're started. Rigo Rockstar Troy Eduardo, what's up, man? Jeff, Thomas, R1, Mr. Omar, Pokey Wing, how's it going, everybody? We got some new breaks, so that's kind of nice. We got a true vintage card break for Pokemon. We got a nice modern one, that's the Charizard, and we have a nice manga. Alright. For the title today, we shall have it say, Pokemon card breaks of your dreams. Live card shop. We're all about breaks over here, so I mention the breaks almost every title. Let's got this. Nami Mommy. That's right, Nami Mommy. Last night it was a bit slow, and then I started doing a giveaway, and it got real fast. Today's Wednesday. Daytime stream. PSA says they got our submission in the mail. That's good. I'm mailing out a tag submission. That goes out tomorrow. My Pokemon family. Woo! Alright, so here we are. Let's get these started. How's it going, guys? The gang is back again. The gang's all here. Good. Got a busy week, man. Waiting for a lot of stuff to arrive in the mail. I ordered a lot of things. So we got some fuel. We got some inventory for the next couple of months. Scooby-Dooby Buns. We are so back. How many spots in the Final Fantasy left? Yeah, you were in that last one. You got lucky in the last one. Here is 2 people deep. So we need 3 more people in here. Final Fantasy. That's the Final Fantasy booster pack break, guys. Final Fantasy. TCC Colt. Man, we need some different music so bad, dude. We need it so bad. I think I have a little playbook with different songs I can retreat to. I've heard this song way too many times. Scooby-Doo. Let's see. I wrote some down. What did I write down? Wow, I wrote a lot of stuff down. Too bad I never read this little book. So it says, consider Plants vs. Zombies music, Synthwave Nintendo, and Castle Crashers. That's really all I wrote down. The Plants vs. Zombies suggestion maybe is not bad. Maybe I swap over to that. Oh, man, I've heard that song way too many times, man. My head's gonna spin listening to that. Just no way. Okay, how about full Plants vs. Zombies OST? Let's try that. What? Nah, I ain't listening to that. How about we could listen to Wobby Wobble. Let's listen to these at normal speed. Here we go. Hello, Mr. and Friends. Are y'all ready to get drafted and fight for the U.S.? Not me. I injured my ankle carrying Pokemon cards upstairs. Hey, how's it going, Mr. LaFlame? How's the markets looking? I haven't looked today. Actually, I bought $5,000 of stock yesterday. And the markets are breaking even. They're like, they went up and then they went back down. Bitcoin's at 104. Cool. Cool. I'm ready to do a battle. Just waiting for Sunday to get here. Going to Destin, Florida with the family. Really? Winner takes all in the Final Fantasy break? Winner takes all. That's right. So if you pull the break, 4 people will get nothing but a common card for their pull, and then one guy will get both of these for $40. So it's, it's an RNG product. You don't want to do an RNG product, just go buy a pack. So you don't have to do that. You can just go buy a booster pack. This is for people who like to sort of like take a higher risk, and yeah. So there you have it. That's what it is, really. Anyone could have always just opened the packs, but people like these. They like this, so I provide it. We also have this fat mother effer. Holy, dude. That's the largest jumbo pack break I think we've ever had. It's huge. It's so many packs. But it's a lot of weird stuff is in this one. Beatrice already bought a spot ahead of time. So that's our jumbo pack break. The last one went off. Okay. We also still have this running. It's curious. I wonder if people aren't jumping into it because I peeled the plastic off already. I don't know. But this is a gym break for a whole box of Scarlet Japanese. So we need 2 people for that. We have Metazoo as a break. Nobody's in this round. We had a round go off last night, but this is Metazoo First Edition Kickstarter. We have a new role that you can unlock in the Discord server if you pull Mothman out of here. So Mothman is the chase card for Metazoo. That's the Kickstarter Mothman, so it doesn't get any better than that. So that's for people who do enjoy either going after the challenge roles or they enjoy Mothman. There are Metazoo fans out there. That stuff still sells. If you look at it online, it still sells. Hey, mister, when you have a minute, can you look for my bag? Oh, right, we were talking about that, weren't we? So you said you had another bag, and it had a bunch of stuff in it. Okay, I'm sure it's up here on the table. Let's move this here. That's a break. Oh, my God, what is going on here? There's so many, empty bags, dude. I finally got movement with my case. Imagine all it took was a strongly worded email threatening a medical attorney for negligence. I got approved after 2 hours. Very crazy day bureaucracy. So, is this in... this is in the United States? We are. I think you're in the U.S. It is Luke Laurie. Look like that, Mr. Luke? Probably this one, huh? You got a lot of stuff, and so it's possible when it's time to ship that I miss a bag. But it looks like you got a bag right here. You know what happened? You filled up the first box, and it overflowed into the second box. So that kind of stuff happens when you start to get a whole bunch of stuff over here and you don't ship it. It starts to build up so much that it's easier for a bag to kind of disappear in the bushes. It doesn't mean it's not here. It just means it's very easy to miss it. All right, so this. Yes, Mr. Good old California. California. I hear California is lovely. I was doing research on California real estate because I'm just doing that. I'm just even places maybe I don't have as much interest in, I'm still researching them. And I was really curious. I noted that Texas is a really big state, and they got these really cheap, gigantic, premium homes, brick, big, beautiful windows. The interior is all updated and custom, and you can get those nice homes for $800 to $1 million. Really premium, huge homes like McMansions. And for the same amount of money, you can barely buy a 2-bedroom, 2-bathroom in California in most places, unless it's a place that's lesser wanted, lesser desirable. I was like, what's going on with California? And I noticed something. California just doesn't have as many homes. I don't know why they do that. I was looking at it. Texas just builds all these homes. They build tons of them. And then when they run out of room, they just build more of them. They just build tons and tons and tons of homes. But California doesn't. And I looked it up, and it's a real thing. California does not allow new homes to be built. They don't allow high rises and stuff like that. They don't allow giant condos to get built. They don't allow... To build in California is extra expensive. It actually costs more money to build stuff in California. And where you build has all these rules and regulations to it. So if you even do get past the vote to build new stuff, then you have to get past the regulations. Then you have to pay some stupid amount to get it built. And I was just thinking to myself, I was like, what a pity, dude. So many people could live here, but the houses are kept artificially expensive. And so to me, that looks like a bubble a little bit, because if ever you get some sort of government system in place that says, hey, let's just expand, that could really change your house prices dramatically. A bubble could pop, That's why we use a term like bubble. All right, Beatrice. Too many people here in Texas, it's going to ruin it, in my opinion. Yeah, maybe. I don't know. Maybe you guys just keep building. Maybe it just works out. Think about it. Maybe you just keep building out. It's not a big deal. Like, Texas is gigantic, right? You could be sliced into like 4 different states. Texas could. It's that large. You could slice it into 4 different, Houston, Austin could be its own place. Dallas could be its own place. And then the left half of the country could be its own place. Not country, the left side of the state could be its own place. So you got so much space. Do you have too many people? It's kind of a weird thing, It's always strange to think about it. Maybe not. Maybe you've got so much room. There's really plenty of room. But, if you want to get into this little tiny concentrated city, like the best city, and you want to be right in the heart of it, yeah, you're going to have trouble competing for places in there. But that's what happens anywhere that's desirable to live. Chicago, New York, and California have exactly the same problem. The most desirable chunks of land in a place that's hyper-crowded with 8 million people, they become extremely expensive. And then, the people that were there first, I was here first. The people that were there first can't afford it anymore. Here it is, Beatrice Monis. But you know what that means? That means get any piece of land near the desirable place and just hold on to it. And if you do that, you'll have a retirement in 20 years, so you'll be okay. It's not a terrible thing. You just want to make sure you're a homeowner while all this people are shoving their way in. But yeah, I can see why more people would come in. I saw the homes. I home shopped Austin, Northern Austin. I home shopped Dallas, Fort Worth, and then I was researching all of the technological investments in the area. It looks great. I've never really liked Texas. Texas always felt like southern Missouri to me. Like, it's just Missouri but hotter. Like, there's nothing particularly hugely different, but there are some differences. You have you're much more friendly to businesses, and they pay less taxes. So if they had to choose between Missouri or Texas, they're going to choose Texas. And then because of all that investment, it's just exploding over there. And so it's really a lesson to all the other states. Like, oh yeah, let's just raise the taxes. We'll just tax those jerk businesses. Yeah, and then they'll go to the states that treat them well. Money goes where it's treated the best. And that's the lesson to learn from that. Money goes where it's treated the best. So Florida, Tennessee, Texas, those places are just exploding. They really are. And it's right in front of your face. Like, how can anyone ignore this anymore? How can anyone claim that taxes are such a great thing when right in front of your faces, all of the good states, the ones that are exploding with growth, with the future, with new products, with, because that's where wealth comes from. Somebody produces a good and they get paid for that. Well, so like supercomputer chips, right? Phoenix, Arizona, they're not a no-tax state, but their taxes are 2.5%, and it's a flat tax. That's lower than Missouri. Missouri is kind of low at like 5%. Phoenix is half of that, 2.5% flat tax on income. And so, it's right in front of your face. You can't ignore it. The places that get preference are the ones that are nice to you. They're nicer to you, and then you say, let's go do business there. Why would we do business in Missouri? It's stupid, 5% taxes. I'd go over here to Phoenix. So it's really fascinating. Anyways, let's see. Now we've got Jeff Leon, One Final Fantasy. Let's open it up, man. All right, Jeff, I'd love to see you open this Cocoa Ball. I like my California house just fine. Well, I don't have anything against California, the land of California. I think the land of California is looking pretty good. Hey, where'd my scissors go? Oh, they're over here, aren't they? Yeah, there we go. They fell down while I was video editing. I don't really do much video editing. I don't have anything against the land of California. The land of California seems really nice. However, I would want California to be lower taxes, and that's about it. Lower taxes. I want to know that I keep more of my own work. If I go to work all day, I want to keep more of it. Here we are. Here's Hero. I think the government in California has probably figured out that there's a lot of people who want to be in California. Ooh. Traveling Chocobo. Chocobo or Chocobo? Wow, that's cool, man. Look at that, everybody. What break did Gyarados replace? He's just a new break. Well, no, the Gold Star Greninja's gone. Wow. Wyoming, it's good to business, too. Sure. Wyoming, oh, look at that. That looks cool as well. Zodiark, Summoning Materia, Urianger, Matoya. It's funny how much of these I know their names because of the actual Square Enix set. Summon Chocomog, Prompto Argentum, Capital City. All right. That's creepy looking. All right. I recognize their names because we opened so much Final Fantasy. Pokereb pulls serialized chocobos. No! Damn, fire packs, plural, Zach, or singular. Here we are. Yeah, I like the land of California. It's got a great mix. It's got the coastal feeling. It's got the ocean. It's got the hills. It's very nice. It's got the nice weather. It's a bit chilly, actually. There are places like Hawaii that are, instead of a bit chilly, they're just a bit warm all the time. We are. But Hawaii is also a high-tax place at first when you think it is, but when you research it a bit more, it's actually not as high-tax as California. It is. Ooh, very nice. Hawaii has this huge advantage where it has the lowest property taxes in the country. It's actually in Hawaii, surprisingly. So if you buy $1 million home over there, and you're not just a landlord trying to buy homes to flip them and rent them, if you're just buying, a single home for yourself, taxes aren't so bad to you. And then on top of that, the sales tax are not bad either. So, and that's actually really useful for a business like mine. So Hawaii has been considered. Here we are, Jeff Leon. Ooh, I'm in San Diego, love it, but way too many people and homeless. Well, that's why I'm saying, James, maybe there would not be so much homelessness if San Diego would just expand and build more houses on the outer edge and just keep building cheap, affordable houses. But San Diegans vote against that. And even when builders are allowed to build, they can't get past regulation for the zoning for the types of homes they want to build. And then after that, they have to actually hire people to build over there. And apparently it's very expensive. We are. All right, let's get you put away, Mr. Jeff. So I think that if that's what the economy of the price of the homes is based off of, it's really based off of politics, not based off of true supply-demand lines. It's based off of sort of like just written laws, sort of like a manipulation. And as I would be slightly, I don't know, I'd feel slightly nervous if the law ever changed over there, which maybe it would never change. Here's Garrett Nadal, Nami, and Gyarados. You got it, man. Garrett Nadal. Can you put Chocobo in the hits bag? You've got a hits bag. Wait, is it over here in the Cool Kids box? Aha, yes it is. Yeah, I can put it over there. Why not? I always see new condos popping up. There you go. They're building in Eastlake. I may be homeless, but at least I have my Pokemon slabs. Yeah. All right. Very nice. Anyways, I found that interesting. I think that California is probably going to do fine over time. I notice. I think the demand for those homes will continue to be there for a long time. I don't think it's going to change. But what's interesting. Excuse me. What's interesting is if I analyzed them the way I analyze a Pokemon card, I wouldn't suspect that they would have the highest, fastest appreciation, which is a really fascinating, almost like a sport I'm doing right now where I'm trying to analyze exactly where that's going to be. Actually, the place that's going to experience the most appreciation is the place we don't know about yet. See, when a giant company announces a multi-billion-dollar deal to build some super lab, some kind of super warehouse, super production facility, that area that no one knew was going to be needed, that area is going to explode. But so, yeah, it's really fascinating getting into the sort of like the business or the analysis of what places go up and down in value. It's really fascinating. It really is all about where the jobs are moving. What's the next big thing that's going to get produced? So if you could predict where all the things are going to be produced, you can predict where the houses are going to be most expensive in the next 10 years. I'm not talking about the past, but the next 10 years. So like houses in Hawaii are already expensive, but how will they appreciate in 10 years? How will houses in California change in 10 years? They might do fine, a lot of them, because of a lot of tech still being over there. But that brings you into another field of asking, where's all the value being created? And obviously it's in technology and medicine and maybe a few other things. But like, for example, Las Vegas, Nevada was trying to get Hollywood into Las Vegas, and they kind of failed on that. I just saw a bill failed to get some sort of bank loans approved, some sort of low interest government subsidized bank loans approved for Hollywood to move over to Las Vegas. And so they're trying to pull that industry over there. And the more that they pull that industry over there, the more likely Las Vegas is going to explode. And that area that they pulled from is going to stagnate, maybe slightly recede. Here we are. All right, Nami and Gyarados, because the people who are working in these studios, they're going to want to live next to the studios. You know what I mean? Nami and Gyarados. Let's go grab this bag. Ooh, here we are. San Diego Nights. Is Alexis shipping today, or did she not show? It's funny you would ask that. So she was saying she couldn't come in. She had a tummy ache. She is coming in tomorrow, though. I asked her to come in tomorrow, and she said okay. So she's coming in tomorrow for Thursday, which means if you order shipping today, you will get shipping on Thursday. And then I don't know what she'll do for Friday. Hopefully she'll come in Friday, too, but there won't be as much to do on Friday. All right, cool. Thank you, Mr. Garrett. And let's tick these up. Nami and Gyarados. There it is. Jeff Leon, one Nami spot. Mr. Jeff. Here you go. Oops. Here you go, Mr. Jeff. Will One Piece do what Pokemon did over time? I think One Piece will be fine. I think Final Fantasy will be fine too. I think Dragon Ball will be fine. The real question you mean to ask is which card set will go up the most over time? And there are some Pokemon card sets that are doing real numbers. Like, for example, would you have been better off investing into OP5 booster boxes or cases or Evolving Skies? Well, obviously Evolving Skies. The question you just asked is very similar to what we're asking about homes. I'm trying to figure out what home do I buy that will outpace other homes in price over time, and that's a whole tricky equation. It's really hard to know. It's like the $1 million question. It's really hard to know. Okay, we have a William Wafter, one Halo Hobby Box pack. Yes, sir. Let me grab that for you. William Wafter. You can't play One Piece. Nobody does. That's your body trying to save you from binging seasons. Ayo. Will One Piece do what Pokemon did over time? Every time I watch One Piece, I fall asleep. No! All right, let's snip this. Okay, good. I had an order from last night. Right as you decide to get off, are those leftover orders as well? I know what you're talking about. I clicked on it, but I didn't do it. So we can do it right now if you'd like, or you can even change it if you have different preferences, but we can still run it. So you just let me know, Mr. Zach. I figured we'd probably want to wait till you're here to open anything. Ooh, the Charmander. It's the Charmander. Ta-da! Wow, these cards are so detailed. All right, run it, says Zach. Sounds good, Mr. Zach. Will you take an expensive slab for a down payment on your house? Oh, you're trying to buy my house? Is that what is this the scenario that you're referring to? We are. I don't know what you're talking about here. We are? Okay, William Wafter. You're asking like I'm the bank that does the mortgage. All right. Very nice. Ooh. Plants vs. Zombies is not bad. That's a good song, man. Got a nice sound to it. Like a mousetrap kind of song. Here's Eevee at up to 4. All right, here's a lovely Entei. Here's Hello Titty. We've got Princess Boo Boo Gum. Can't wait for our next submission to come back. I think we're supposed to be getting one back from BGS someday. We got a BGS submission from like February that's not back. How can it be taking so long? That's crazy, dude. February. Wow. They must be having unbelievable traffic. Or they're having a problem maintaining a workforce. One or the other. So these are all some old prices. That guy doesn't even have a price. Let's put a price tag on him. Okay. That submission, maybe not send my own to BGS. I'm going to keep sending to them. It doesn't, long wait times don't scare me. They've never scared me. Okay, how about $24 for this cute guy? He's from 2018, by the way. That's pretty old. No price means fawee. All right, let's take care of Mr. Zach. Zach's here. All right, Zach, he says 5 Destined Rivals. Ooh. That's some Destined Rivals, and now we get a new box of Destined Rivals. I went with tag instead, says Zach. I'm a little delayed. We are under tornado warning. Dang, sirens going off. Sorry to hear that, man. I hate tornadoes. They're so annoying, especially... I'm not, like, worried about my house because I got a basement and insurance. I'm worried about the cars, though. So tornadoes and hurricanes scare me more than average. All right, here we are. Ouch. How do you ignore FOMO, says Rob Zombie. I don't always. Sometimes FOMO's correct. Like Fell Tap Pikachu, you know? Sometimes you get in while the getting's good. And then, you know, even if you miss the beginning of a jump on a product, you still get a little bit of the price rise. The real problem is if you FOMO at the wrong time. If you FOMO when the product's at the peak, that's the problem. Here we are. All right. Very good. So, Mr. Zach. Yeah, the problem is if you FOMO, but you're buying at the tippy top. That's a real problem. Mr. Zach. Here's the Zach card. Let's see. Luke. Yolan Hawk. Ah, there it is. I stopped at a card shop. The hail associated with the particular storm is always rough. I just sent 3 base at Zard to PSA. I might be cooked. Now, why would you say you might be cooked? Did you overpay for them? Is that why? $89. 89 remains. Time to get a new marker. This marker's dying. Scooby buzz, Scooby buzz, Scooby dooby dooby buzz. Okay. Ready? Yeah, like Destined Rivals, for example, is kind of pricey. Do you buy some now or do you wait for a reprint? If it reprints, does the price fall or does it actually remain in such high demand that the price slowly moves up, you know, dollar by dollar on the price of the booster pack? No one knows. It's just kind of whatever the market feels like doing. There's a lot of YouTubers online right now, and they say, don't buy, don't buy, don't buy, don't buy, don't buy, never buy, don't buy cards. Just wait it out, guys. It's going to get cheaper. Just wait it out. We just saw the Magikarp from Paldea Evolve jump from $1,300 for a PSA 10 to a freaking $3,000. So those guys shouldn't have waited. If you're trying to get one of those, you just got killed, dude. So it's a really tough question because I think sometimes prices do fall, and that's normal for that to happen. Markets have like cycles. Sometimes you wait and you miss the bus. There were a lot of, ooh, look at this Garchomp. Nice, dude. Lovely. Some people waited to buy a home back in like 2021, 2022 because they thought the market was too hot. They thought this is crazy. Don't worry, it'll crash. Now we're in 2025. It's as high as ever, right? It peaked and it's only receded a little bit. It's basically stagnant. So it's like, and now interest rates are so much higher and insurance rates have gone up too. So waiting didn't actually help anyone. They should have jumped into the housing market as soon as possible was the truth. And if they had jumped in 2021, 2022, their houses all would have appreciated by like 5 to 15% by then. So it would have actually been better for them. But see, nobody knew that. It's just a guess. You just kind of guess. You go, I hope this works. I hope everyone does what I'm doing. And so the subject of sort of like investing, a lot of it is sort of like making bets and making predictions about what happens next in the world. What happens next in the world? We are. Okay, it could have been great. Do you think Pokemon ruined the new Rocket set? I don't think they ruined it, but I think... Let me skip this song. What are these songs? I don't recognize these. All right. Like, where's Jesse and James? Yeah, I agree. I think that with the Rocket set, it does have some appealing cards in it, genuinely. Like, the Houndooms are really cool. The Mewtwo's really not bad. I love the Rocket Nidoking. I was always a big fan of Giovanni's Nidoking, so I love the Rocket Nidoking. So I think that it's going to be a set that people continue to open because they love seeing those Team Rocket cards. I think you might find people finding some value in some of the holos and the reverse holos. You know, because there's some interesting ones in there, like Team Rocket Ampharos, Team Rocket Hypno. Those are classic Team Rocket cards. And in the long run, people are going to crave another Team Rocket set. And I think Pokemon understands that. They're like, we could have given you Team Rocket's Charizard. We could have given you alternative art Team Rocket's Tyranitar. We could have given you Team Rocket's Gengar. We could have given you Team Rocket's Dark Dragonite or something like that, right? But they didn't. And I think they're doing that because they want to be able to release that later. So I think what they do is they sort of drip feed one or two big cards at a time, and they don't want to do too much at a time because it uses up their ability to do it later, right? It's like the product's not all about just the price of the product, right? Like they make you pay $5 a pack. It's not all about that. It's also about how much you're getting from that product. And so they say, give them just a little bit, and then we'll make another set right after. So I think that's what it's all about. We are. That fish card is special. I hope America doesn't fall apart yet. We aren't getting another Rocket until after the anniversary. Yeah, they might do another Rocket set in 5 years. I mean, they're, you know, Pokemon Company plans to be around for another 100 years, I'm sure. So they're not trying to rush anything. Here's Jesus Aguilera for Final Fantasy Soldier's Return. Now, we opened a new box of that, didn't we? There it is. All right, this is really good stuff right here. You could argue that that's potentially a much better purchase than these Final Fantasy packs because you know that Kokobo's so hard to pull. And these have some really big hits in them if you get lucky. All right, so here we are. Speaking of rockets, how about that Iran war, huh? I guess we're getting into it. Is anyone surprised? I'm not surprised. Here we are. Very nice. Man, we are always in war in the Middle East. It's so tiring. All right, here's Black Mage Soldier. Ooh, not a popular war for sure. Neither is the Ukraine war. I think a lot of Americans just don't want to be involved with anything for a while. That's sort of like an isolationist point of view. Here we are. Mr. I want to see some spicy slabs. Hell yeah, Mr. Billy. Still not in it officially. Oh, I thought I just heard like minutes ago, maybe not, maybe I misread. I'm trying to remember what I read. I thought I read that Trump gave permission to our military to get involved. It is Unaleska. Whoa, that's a spasm meatball. Holy mommy. All right, mister, you saw how much our first tariff check was. Our first tariff check. I'm confused. Are we still getting those? Are you talking about stimmy checks? Hold on. Are we still getting those? Oops, tariff checks. You mean like a stimulus check, right? We are never getting Doge checks, haha. Yeah, I don't hear anything. I would love for people to get stimmy checks because probably that would make my Pokemon cards explode in value. I'm sitting on a lot of stuff, not a lot of cash. And so when something like a stimulus check gets rolled out, I win. Here's Jesus Aguilar. All right, let's see. J.E. No stimmy for me. PSA 10 Japanese fish sells 11 per day that we know of at 100. Now our first checks from all the tariffs we imposed. Yeah, yes. So I heard that there was an idea that we should get like some sort of stimulus check Are you saying that you've heard news that that's actually going to be part of the spending bill? Because that's very big news if they're going to pass. I think it passed the House, so it just has to pass Congress. And Congress is a supermajority. It's a Republican Senate, so they should be able to pass something like that. Let's see. Is there a stimulus check? I'm not seeing anything. Are we getting a stimulant? Here, this was 5 hours ago. I'm not seeing anything. Yeah, I don't see anything. All right, hey, mister, the Final Fantasy game is $40 for a spot out of 5 for 2 collector packs, right? That's correct, Mr. Carl. Hey, it's Mr. Tenzenberg. How are you, man? Boy, that's not easy to do, Carl, to remember that you're Tenzenberg. All right, Tenzenberg was here in year number 1 or year number 2 at least, because that was when we still had nicknames back then. All right, ready? Zach says a tariff is an import paid by the importer. Here's Mask Ogre Pond. Oops. Yes, a lot of countries impose taxes, but those taxes are very distinct. So, for example, if I need to ship Pokemon cards to France, but France is charging a 25% tax, this reduces demand for cards from America into France. Because if we do that, somebody's going to pay that tax. Either the person buying from me will pay it, or that person buying it will say, you have to lower your price or I won't buy it because the tax is too high. I don't want to pay the tax. And what he'll do is he'll buy locally instead. So the idea that strictly the person paying the tax is the only one affected is not true. The tax affects both the buyer and the supplier. The buyer and the business are both in trouble when the tariff comes on. It's like a stop it. It's like one of those. And but you're correct. If it's being charged, well, and that's the thing. Like, for example, today I paid a tariff from Japan. It was $120. And then I got a second box from Japan, no tariff. What's going on? Well, the Japanese guy paid for it. So the idea that I have to pay for every tariff is not true. He could pay for it on his side. That's an option. He can just pay for it. And when I ship you guys products, I have the option to pay duties ahead of time. So I could do it from this side. Either way, one of us has to pay it. It comes into the cost of the product. And it's there to sort of punish you for letting money leave your country. That's what the point of it is. The point of it is to say you're not allowed to do business with that other country. You're supposed to do business locally. That's the point of a tariff. Countries do that because they think we can sell products into America and then we'll tariff products that come out of America. That's why there's so many tariffs imposed on American goods. Here's Jonathan Lewandowski, Final Fantasy Pack Break. I feel like it's important to understand the full story of it, because I do think it's unfair that so many countries have imposed tariffs. It actually affects us as a Pokemon card channel. We've spoken about it before Trump was even elected. I knew about these. We have a friend in Canada who just got a big shipment of cards, and they tariffed him $500 for that. It was $500. And when he sells something to me, well, now I don't know what the tariff would be if he sold something. I don't know how it works now. But in the past, before Trump's tariffs, it was zero. I just get the product from Canada and there was no tax at all. And so that's Canada saying, we're allowed to sell products to you, but you better not sell products to us. And it's very unfair. And they were doing that to the United States. And I think that all Americans should say, hey, we don't want that. We want free trade. Don't tax us and we don't tax you. That's how it should be, because we're allies. Here's Jonathan Lewandowski. So I do feel strongly about that one because we're affected directly by that. And I think other countries should drop their tariffs on the United States so that we can just have free trade, open trade. You know, if you want to do Pokemon cards with me, that's good. If I want to do Pokemon cards with you, that's good. So that's how I feel about that subject. But I feel like you have to tell the whole story. All right, let's see. So where's that Final Fantasy bag? We got this guy. Oh, right. We don't have a bag this time. We put it in the back. We need 2 more people here. Yeah, see, the importer paid the tariff. No, I'm saying that even the exporter can pay the tariff. I actually just gave you an example of that. So I got 2 packages from Japan. One I paid an import fee on. The other one, the guy in Japan paid the import fee on it. Do you understand? So the person selling you the product can pay the import fee. I'm not forced to pay it, but one of us has to pay it. Either way, it reduces the business between us. That's why I'm trying to teach. I'm trying to teach the whole story, because there's some people saying, oh, it only punishes the American. No, it punishes both sides. It just depends on who wants to pay it. And you have to reach a price agreement on who's going to pay it. So there's a negotiation that occurs. Here's Bill Barron, 1 Pokey Shuffle. Here goes. Hey, NHWC. I sent for a spot, so just one more needed. Mister, did the Charizard break go off yet? The Charizard break. This one. Ta-da! Here it is. That Charizard break, he's got a long way to go. Okay, we got 1, 2, 3, and 1. All right, very nice. I've been here since 2019. Still have the same, still have the full art Mega Ray Ray you pulled me from Roaring Skies. If I remember correctly, they were $38 a pack. Still have that card graded 10 in my personal collection. Nice, dude. How much is that card now? That card's got to be crazy expensive today. From the Roaring Skies, the Mega Ray Ray pulled from Roaring Skies. The is it the secret rare or the golden one? The original comment I made was in relation to someone saying we're getting all the tariff money from other countries, which isn't how it works. There, are. Toss this over here. Very nice. Okay. Bill Barron. You're getting it either from the consumer or from the business, but either way, it's always collected as the product comes in. Here's Sun Van Fan. Hey, what's up, man? 1 spot in the Final Fantasy. All right. Okay. But that's the thing that affects us directly. I was upset about other countries doing tariffs on America before Trump was elected because I was affected by that. I mean, I actually was pretty aware of it. I would buy stuff from Canada and the UK all the time because, they got Pokemon cards and no tariff. And then I'd ship our cards off to them and the customers would complain, hey, I have this huge tax I have to pay on this. And I was like, that's not fair. What? And so they would tell me this thing. They'd say, we can't buy from you anymore because there's a tax. And I'd think in my head, I'd go, that's not fair, right? Like it clicked instantly. So because it was affecting me, I understood it very directly. The governments over there stop people from selling them Pokemon cards, and our government doesn't do that. We are. So I think that that's a really fair topic to kind of bring up. I think it's important for Americans to not let it become the Donald Trump thing, because it's not. It's actually just a trade thing. Here we are. It's a trade thing for both Democrats and Republicans to work on because it's good for the American people when there's no tariffs. That is other countries tariffing us, and we should drop ours too. That's the way it should be. Everyone should drop their tariffs. Here's Ivan Rodriguez. 1 syllab. 1 syllab. 1 celery. You got it. Very nice. Oh, look at that. Antonio. What? Let's go ahead and take the sleeve off this. Yes, that was my point. Missed my Mega Ray Ray in a PSA 10. That's like a $3,000 card now. Yeah, those cards have exploded, man. Those are some of the most expensive cards. Are those XY Rayquazas now from Roaring Skies? Oh, man, my marker's really dead. Roaring Skies as well as Ancient Origins. Those are really, really expensive. Okay, here's Ghastly. Back in the day, they were like $700, and that was considered expensive. Everyone was like, that's too expensive. I don't want one of those. Now that's cheap. That's like ridiculously cheap. It's less than 1/3 of the value today. Shows you how insane Pokemon cards get. Jeff Leon, 1 more, Final Fantasy. Okay, Final Fantasy. Ooh. So we have sold through our first box of these. Very nice. How much for the Gengar Carddass PSA regrade we were talking about? So which card are you regrading? Is it one you already own or is it one that I'm still selling? Here's Hero. We got Kane, Traitorous Dragoon. Wow, that is so good looking, man. Oh, man. That is so cool. Here's Squall, Leonhardt. Nice. Here's Arden, the Usurper. Reaper's Scythe. Here's Aerith, Gainsborough. Dion, Bahamut's Dominant, and Swamp. There's Swamp. Fearless Lassie. Elden Seed of Sanctum, Reach the Horizon, Ash, Albed, Cornered by Black Mages, Item Shopkeeper. So it's hard to pull Cloud out of here. We don't pull Cloud very often. It's now a good time to buy the Roaring Skies PSA 10. That's a fantastic question. I would say that, again, I would say the question is now a good time to buy Roaring Skies 10. The question is, what's going up the most in price in the hobby right now? And I don't know if it's that. I would say if you really badly want it, go buy it. Here we are. Mr. Kane, Trader's Dragoon. You know, there's some choice vintage cards I'd probably choose before I went after the XY era, but clearly the XY era has done very good. Does it continue to do good? Like, if it's at 3,000 right now, does the same card jump to 9,000? That's much harder to say. I don't know. I think that it's going to be harder to grade XY era cards because PSA's grading standards have gotten so dang tough. Wow, look at these beautiful cards, guys. Those are looking really nice, man. Slabaway, Sean Gallagher. So it's a card you got in Slabaway? Yeah, I have to look up a price for the small service of sending it off to PSA. Yes. All right. It's like a thing I don't want to do, essentially. Let me get you a thing I don't want to do price on it, okay? All right. Whew. Okay. Here's a helpful way to think about it. If I wanted to do it, I would have done it before I sold it, you know. Then we would have sold it at a higher price. Let's grab this. I think I keep saying I'll do it. It's because in theory I'll do it. All right. Let's choose this. Crossover reholder. All right. So it looks like I got to add some stuff up because I actually have to ship it to them and they have to ship it back to me. Okay, so I'm assuming that they're going to ship it back to me for a certain cost. And then I'm going to charge you, I'm going to charge you $25 for a service fee, okay? So that's me working for you for $25. I can reholder your card for $78. Or you can just go do it yourself and save a whole bunch of money. So that's why I would probably do it. I just do it myself. Don't pay me to do it. But you have to have money to ship it to them. And then you have to have money to have them ship it back. And that's insured shipping, by the way. And then there's their actual fee. And then there's taxes on that. And then I'm adding $25 as a service fee. So that's it. $78. You could do it much cheaper if you just did it yourself, okay? All right. Reholders aren't that expensive, huh? I might have to reholder a couple items. Get a pile of cards ready for reholder. Do you think we could try for a new cert? So that's a little bit different. That's more like a review grade. Oh man, I already closed it. Did I already close it? That's called a review grade. Items previously graded by PSA. Okay, give me a second. Those are way, way more expensive. So they don't have a lot of options for that, and the cheapest option is already pretty expensive. And how much is this card, by the way? This is not a cheap card, right? If it's a PSA 10 Gengar, it actually is in a higher tier. Actually, that's true for the crossover grade, isn't it? Not the crossover, the reholder. So wait a second. The price for reholdering is probably wrong. Oh, no. This will probably work. Yeah, this will probably work. So the reholder max insured value is already really high. But the review price is, wow, they're really tough on the review. So for the review, if your card is kind of wow, man, they want like a base $150 for an item that's worth $2,500. That's ridiculous, dude. So I don't get it. So you either have to send it in with no insurance on it or send it in with proper insurance and pay $150. I don't know, dude. That's crazy. That's crazy. You might want to do that on your own time. If they ever do like a special, that's why I recommend, like if they do like a special low price, it is much better to do it then. Because sometimes PSA does specials. They do like, okay, it's a new month and the special this month is reholdering. Or the special this month is grade reviewing. So I would probably keep an eye out for their specials or wait for like hype to die down. There's a lot of hype right now wait for their hype to die down and maybe prices to fall. I don't know if that'll happen, but yeah, I don't know, dude. That's $150. It looks like it's base $150 before shipping to them, before return shipping, and before I've added $25 service fee. You could be looking at like $100 basically. I'm sorry, not $100, $200 to get that reviewed for a higher grade. Here goes Jeff Leon, one Final Fantasy spot. Here it is, guys. Good question, by the way, and here's for Mr. Jeff. Hey, do you mind me just buying your Charizard Mega PSA 10 Secret Rare? Can you check how much you paid? And I'll do $7K now, please. Hey, it's Louis. What's up, Mr. Louis? Hold on, Mr. Jeff. Jeff Leon. Very nice. Louis, you're a guy who knows what he wants. But I wasn't really necessarily looking to sell that guy. There we go. That's completed. Final Fantasy break going off. Let me see. He's right here, isn't he? I think the Charizard is right next to me. There it is. So what you're looking at is the Flash Fire Chase card. There's two Charizards that look the same in this set. This one and another one. But this one's the actual ultra rare. It actually says so up here. So there's a different one with a different number, and it's not ultra rare, but it looks very similar. This is 108. The ultra rare has kind of a golden, what would you call it? Golden, I don't know, finish to it. And it's got to be rare, right? How rare is this guy? Looks like I paid 5.3K for it, man. You're saying I should look it up? That was what we paid for it. We were lucky. We bought it early. I saw the winds of change coming. I said, I better grab that. So let's see what the... Let's see. PSA Pop Cert. It's a bit of an older label, so when you have an older label, it doesn't have the QR code on it. 269-322-24. All right. Ready? Label says he's ultra rare. Remember, Mister, he wants your best cards on discount. Well, 7,000 is kind of a fair price. The only problem is I don't really want to necessarily sell them right now. It says the PSA population on this card is 176. That actually kind of puts them in a similar range to many of the vintage Charizards. So only 176 in the population, and the Flash Fire boxes being exceptionally expensive now. To me, that kind of suggests you're not going to see that population change too much over time. Probably going to float around 200-ish. And that'll be it for him, is what I have to guess. I mean, more boxes will get open, but again, the XY era cards are super hard to grade for some reason. And look, there's that eBay stamp. It says you paid $7K and the guy on eBay is at $10K, but he's fake. He gave me an offer of $6.5K. You might want to... Well, why don't you take that one then? Why would you offer me more for mine than the other guy who say he'll take a deal on it? Flash Fire 108. Okay, let's try this real fast. So it looks like there is, well, you go after the one in Australia. If you want to try that. The one in Australia is about 6.5 thousand before taxes. It'll be over that after taxes. It'll be like 7,000 after taxes. So, and then there's this one over here. This one's being sold by an American with authenticity guarantee, but he wants $8,000. Wow. That is really crazy stuff, man. And he doesn't even give you a picture of the back. How about that? He doesn't want you to see that it has a big white dot on the back. I mean, for an $8,000 card, you think he could afford to take one more picture. So there's only one explanation when they do that. The explanation is it's a bad card on the back. Yeah, I think we've gotten pretty lucky with this one. Again, I was predicting the XYs were going to pop and just get really expensive all of a sudden, so I grabbed him. The question is now the time to sell them? I'm more like a hold for 20 years kind of guy. That's the problem for you, Louise. When I find a card I really like, I try to hold on to it for a long time. Here we are. He said because there's fees. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. No, that's true. I mean, there are a lot of eBay fees. So what you could do, though, is you could tell that guy to meet you like on a website other than eBay, like Instagram. You could tell that guy to meet you on a place like Instagram, and you know, maybe he'll follow you over to Instagram or email or something like that. One trick, by the way, is to take a picture of like instructions on where to meet. So you can take a picture and upload it. And I don't know if AI is getting good enough on eBay to detect what your picture says. not meeting him anywhere. I don't do that. I trust you only. Yeah, I get that. Although you have to think about how I got established. I got established from doing just that, taking big risks, talking to strangers, saying, hey, I don't know you, you don't know me. Let's take a risk together. You sell me this super expensive card off eBay, and we'll just see what happens. But that's kind of how I got started, you know, was taking big risks. I don't have to do that now, but back in the day. All right, give me a number. If you type it, your message gets blocked. I screenshot my Instagram. How do you order? Do you have a website? I'm new here. Hey, what's up, Nino Clips? We don't have a website. It's all done in the YouTube description. 1, 2, 3, 4. In the YouTube description, you just send me money straight to PayPal, and you can find my PayPal in the description along with everything else. You can find the price of goods. You can find what's for sale. These items up front, they've got price tags on them, so you don't need the description for that, but it's real simple. Just send money on PayPal. Now, if you don't have PayPal, we got CASHAPP, VENMO, ZELLE. We got Weiss. We've got, did I mention them all? I think I did. My favorite one's ZELLE, by the way. For those of you who are new, getting started out, ZELLE's my favorite because ZELLE, no transaction fees. I'll do 75K right now, fully paid. I promise you, I've been a customer. No, I hear what you're saying. I hear you, Lewis. I think that is a very fair offer, but here's the problem is I kind of just want to keep it because I like it, you know? Like you can make an offer on, I don't know, like my Dark Charizard too, but the problem is I kind of just want to have my Dark Charizard. I'll do 10K in pesos so you can get it in nickels. Give me a number. Louis, if he doesn't want to sell it, looking for Charizard, Alt-Art, Brilliant Stars, and BGS 10. Do you have one? Here's what I'm afraid of, Louis. I'm afraid that if I sell you that card and I go back to try and buy another one, they're harder to buy and they just jump in price really harshly. Aovic says 1. Here you go, Mr. Aovic. Okay, good luck. That's the audience splitting the deck. So I shuffle it, but then you guys get to split it. So this has been split, that's been split. Let's see who pulls Final Fantasy today. Jonathan Lewandowski. Sorry, Jonathan. Card number 2. So we got Jeff Leon. Sorry, not this time, Jeff. Here's Jose Vargas. That's going to be Jose Vargas. Is he here right now, Mr. Vargas? Set that down over there. Here's Sunvan Fan. Thank you so much, Mr. Sunvan and Steven Gonzalez. All right, Mr. Steven. Please, just for me, I'll always be a customer. Well, I want you to always be a customer, but, you know, I don't want to feel like sort of guilted into selling a card either, so I kind of want to keep that one. I'm just worried about having to repurchase them somehow. We are. Okay. Very nice. All right. The price you're asking is basically what I'll end up paying anyways when I go to restock them. So it's basically I'll lose that card and then I'll go back to the market to restock them, and I'll probably pay about that much anyways. There we are. Oops. So like the one coming in from Australia, right? Well, there's taxes and then there's an import fee. We were just talking about import fees. So, you know, there'll be an import fee, and if anything goes wrong, I'm dead. That's terrible. So it's easier for me to just sit on this one and, you know, not try to make, like, I don't know, whatever that trade would make me. There are. Not to mention, you know, when you pay the 7.5, even though it looks nice, let's say you paid over PayPal, for example, right? Well, that's a 3.5% on the entire transaction. So let's see what that would actually look like. So this is how crazy PayPal is, by the way. So if he sent me right now $7,500, I would pay a $262 PayPal fee. So what I would actually make from that is $7,230. So I'd only make $7,230, right? Then I'd go try to buy the one from the guy in Australia, probably. He's got 6.5. Well, that's going to be like almost $500 taxes. So it's actually $7,000 taxes. So now you're looking at, I bought one off eBay for $7,000. I sold one for $7,237. Okay, but there's 2 more steps. When this card arrives, I pay a import fee on it. I just paid an import fee to Japan for $120 for something cheaper than $7,000. And then finally, whatever profits I made over here, that gets taxed a little bit. It gets taxed twice, actually, both as a sale. So I sold you something and the government wants a cut of that. And then when I pay myself, I get taxed there too. So you're talking about a profit of about $0, close to zero. All for the risk of shipping a card out of Australia that costs a lot of money. So, and if he's a scammer or if something goes wrong, that's a pretty bad risk. So So you get kind of, I break it down here so you get kind of an understanding of what's going on. All right, let's grab these. Jose Vargas, let's get these open. My offer was originally 7,000. You still make a lot. No. I'm kind of explaining the math. I don't make anything. I was explaining the math, Louis. I was talking about PayPal fees. I was talking about taxation, import fees. So I was showing you how I make basically $0 on it, because then I have to go back out and buy another one. Do you understand? So, you're right. My card went up in value, but if I sold it to you right now, I'd have to go restock it because I want to have one in my inventory. Now's a good time to have that in your inventory. Here we are. All right. Jose Vargas. Here we go. All right. Yeah, if all the XY product is kind of blowing up right now, and it might do that for a sustained period, now would be a good time to be having that Charizard because he's undergoing a great time period of change. Angelo. So we would replace him. We wouldn't just sell him and take profit. We would actually replace him. We'd have to buy a new one. Here's Emmett Selch, Unsundered. Ooh, look at that. That's cool, man. They don't do that with the Square Enix cards. That's like from the video game. Search for the Frozen Esper. Summoning Materia. Gilgamesh. Shalinda. The Lunar Whale. And Forest. We also have Zidane. Garnet, EX Death, Ride the Shupaf, Ultros, Warrior Sword, You're Not Alone. Okay. Any PSA 10 tops foils for sale? I'm always looking. I actually picked up two really nice ones. I picked up a Rainbow Charmander and a Rainbow War Turtle, but I love them. They're like super, super, super low pop too. And the people selling them just sold them crazy cheap. I don't know why they did it. I'm not arguing with them. I'm not going to contact them and say, hey, raise the price. But I ran out and I bought them. And those are really special cards. Yeah. Please read my comment, says Louis. Let me read it. Not true. I can sell the money. Boom, done. Okay, so what that would suggest then, I would maybe have the opportunity to make around, I don't know, like $200 to take on a lot of risk, Louis. I don't know. It just doesn't motivate me. That's all it is. Just doesn't motivate me. Here is Emmett, Search for the Frozen Esper, Summoning Materia, Gilgamesh, Lunar Whale, Zidane, and Forest. It's a big risk for a little payoff. Here's Hero. Ooh. Hero. Let me get you a price. Watch this. I'm going to get you a price. So let me show you a price that would probably motivate you. Motivate me, I should say. All right. So to move around a whole bunch of capital like that and to not put it into something like Team Rocket cards or something safe, to do that whole transaction, I would want, let me do this. I hate that they do this. AU, USD. Give me a minute. God, I got too many tabs open, dude. Okay. All right, so now I take this number. This is the absolute lowest amount that I would be interested in doing all that for. It looks like I would sell the Charizard as a red label for $8,645. So around $806,045. At that point, I would sell him and he would not even be a great sale. Working on something else would be a much better use of my money, but we could do it just because he's profitable to the point that I wouldn't ignore it. There we go. All right, you ready? That's my final offer, 7.7. I really appreciate... Oh, look at that Golbez, dude. Oh my God, these cards are so hot, man. Whoa, that looks crazy cool. They did a great job with this. Yeah, Magic has made these look really cool. No wonder they're getting so expensive. All right. Do I have the PSA 10 Alakazam tops? You had a few months ago in your collection. I think I do. Yeah, I think I do. Yuna Grand Summoner. Wow. There's a Yuna. 8.6 is a deal. Here we are. Here's Hero. Here's Alphanod. Here's Summoner Sending. Here's Sin Spirus Punishment. And Swamp. It's Swamp. Okay, for you, 3 grand, mister. Finally offer. Yeah. Very nice. Here's Swamp. Here's Stolen Uniform. Look at that Stolen Uniform. 8.6 probably sounds kind of high, but it's, you know, at that point, I'm willing to just drop what I'm doing and go work on something like that. But let's say I have $8.6 thousand laying around. What should I do? Should I go, or let's say I have $7,000 laying around. What should I do? Should I go buy this Charizard with $7,000, or should I go buy $7,000 of some sort of product I'm getting from Japan at a 25% margin on the sale? And the really obvious answer is no, I shouldn't be messing around with the slabs, because what happens when it goes wrong one time? What I should be messing around with is just stocking huge amounts of product from Japan. So like I could just take $7,000 right now, contact my supplier, and go buy $7,000 of Japanese Team Rocket cases and just go put those away. And that's immediately a better move than whatever we're doing with this Charizard. It's really like a service, not a smart financial move at all. It's like not a service, it's like a gift. But there's a guy who's probably looking to just liquidate on eBay. So that guy, he's not looking to replace his Charizard. He's just liquidating. So you go buy from him, and he's just not going to have the card anymore. So he's willing to take less than me. So that's why, you know, in this case, eBay's probably just the smarter move. Here is Angelo, because he doesn't want the card in his inventory anymore, unless he's doing some elaborate thing too. I don't know what he does, but yeah. So that's kind of how it works. Here's Emmett, Dion, Golbez. There is a price where I should always just give you what you want for cards that I'm not looking to sell. All right, here we are. The problem is no one's laying 8K and I offer you 7.7K and you make a profit, but all good. Yeah, I understand that. I try to explain it all. It's like a financial thing. It's a financial thing, Louis. There it is. There's not enough financial incentive to take on the risk to bother with that. So what you could do is you could just go negotiate more with the other guys. You might get a much sweeter deal with them. All right, that's for Jose Vargas. Mr. Jose? Let's see. That's my poor man's mods emoji. Okay, let's see. Trejo, Achilles. Does he need a new bag? I, too, am a business as well and gotta eat. Doesn't mean I'm gonna beg for a car that, in my opinion, ain't gonna cut it for the risk you're putting in. Someday I'll be wanting to sell that card, and you'll probably get it from me at a good price when I want to sell it, but I don't want to sell it yet. Okay, I think we're getting him a new bag. Okay, LMAO. This is why I don't like to negotiate, by the way, guys. Anytime you negotiate, you end up not being friends with the person you're negotiating with. There's always some sort of fight occurs. So I just don't like it negotiating. I learned that many times over from eBay. Anytime you negotiate, somebody gets really mad or something. Jose Vargas, do not negotiate. Okay. Negotiating always leads to anger. There we go. I think you should just say it's not for sale if you want to hold a card. It technically is for sale for $8.6 thousand. If you're going to buy for rip and ship, which have already inflated costs to make money, you may want to go elsewhere. I'm always mad, says 6. No, 6! What would make you feel not so mad, 6? Here's Electabuzz. Here's Opix. We don't always have inflated costs. We had some great sales on some stuff. Certain items will have an inflated cost, though, for sure. Ooh, look at that. Very nice. Okay. Rats. You want a rat burger? Ooh, Final Fantasy. So this stuff is selling through. People who know how to negotiate know not to take it personally. I think it's hard, you know. I think it's hard. You say that kind of stuff, and I think it's, you know, because a lot of the times collecting's a very emotional thing. I remember I was negotiating with the guy over a card I really wanted, and I was getting annoyed with them. I was like, oh my God, this guy's price is so ridiculous. We are. But, you know, I reflected on that, and we didn't really fight. I actually backed out of it and later made him another offer, and he lowered his price for me because his item didn't sell for a long time. Jacob Chickering, the Leafeon PSA 10. The Leafeon PSA 10. What's he talking about? Oh, yeah. Nice. You got it, man. How much for a full Fun Tussie box? I'm your best friend. Fun Tussie? Most product will be priced according, Mr. Anywhere I shop for TCG products, it's always above MSRP. If they get mad, I just laugh at them. Haha, most people are cool and willing to make a deal these days. So, well, I am willing to make a deal. You should make me an offer for this Fortress. I'm ready to make a deal. Nobody makes an offer for the Fortress. You know what people make an offer for? They only want an offer for 1 or 2 cards, like this one. That's the only card that I want to keep. So I don't want to sell him. I want to sell my Fortress. So that's exactly how it goes. There's always some struggle to obtain the best cards, and then it's like, you know, it's just how it is. Nobody wants to make an offer for Fortress. Everyone wants to make an offer for Charizard. I want your Charizard, your Gengar, your Lugia, and nothing else. And that's just how it is, I guess. So maybe it's a sign, by the way, to go buy some Charizards. Here's Yugi Tao for the Nami break. Speaking of Charizards, look at this one. Holy mama. This is the beautiful Nami break. It's up to 4 already. If you don't like the prices, there's always cheaper elsewhere, always. Not always. Eventually, you do find the cheapest. You do find the cheapest. And especially for the toughest items, it's really hard to get things at a price that you want, you know? Like, there was one of the Charizards for cheaper on eBay. There's a guy... here, I'll show you. There's an American selling the same Charizard, an American. He wants 7,000, right? Or, I'm sorry, 8,000. Well, watch this. Here in Missouri, I get a sales tax rate of like, I think it's like 6% or something. I can't remember. And so when you go to check out, what do you know? The price is $8,466. Just slightly cheaper than my offer of 8.6. Now, he's the only American selling the card. Your other option is to take a gamble with the Australia guy. Now, the Australia guy is cheaper. So you just go buy from the Australian guy. And that's the end of the story, you know, that's how it is. And, you know, so it's, you know, you don't get a lot of great options. So you either take a risk with the Australia guy, probably just going to work out fine. Australia guy's probably fine. But, you know, people are nervous about that. It's a lot of money. And, or there's the American guy, and that's got an eBay authenticity guarantee. Now, that's nice. That's nice. eBay keeps your money safe until they prove that it's real, and then they ship it to you. But he's got a big premium on his. So you got to decide, do I want to pay the premium or do I want to play games with the Australian guy? And, you know, Australian guy's probably just a normal guy. You know, you never know, but it's probably fine. I bought stuff from Australia, but you will pay more fees than you think because you'll pay that import fee when it arrives. So it will still be cheaper, though. All right, here it is. So my price isn't insane. It's not like I'm trying to be insane about it. Here it is. I'm not asking for, like, double. Let me click play. Mr. Yugi going right into the Nami break. Here it is. Oh, and maybe we should update the... we better update the Discord for that Final Fantasy break. The Fantasy. All right, let's see. So that was my real purchase price on that card here in Missouri. If you're in, like, California, New York, anywhere... that is like, I don't know, like a higher tax place, you know, your taxes on that card goes up higher because a lot of places, the taxes are close to 9%. Well, 9% of $8,000, this is going to be like $700. So your price will be like 8.7 thousand when you go to check out on eBay. All right, and I'm aware of that. Let's see. We are going into our Discord server. Click. And we're going to head right over to the Breaks channel. Here it is, Breaks History. Round of Final Fantasy went off. Jose Vargas. All right. How do they get that authenticity guarantee, by the way? I always wondered. So what happens is on eBay, they actually mail it into like PSA, and then PSA will do like a forensic test on it, and then After it passes the I think they do that. After it passes the test, they then ship it forward to the buyer, and now it's a guaranteed item. Although I had that fail on me once. You know, what happened was I bought this Sephiroth, and it was supposed to be a Wave 1 Sephiroth from Opus 1. And yet he was Wave 2. And even the authenticators did not detect that he was incorrectly graded as a Wave 1 when he was really a Wave 2. So because of that, I was not able to open a return with eBay on the card. Kind of frustrating. All right, let's see what we got next. What do we got next? Anything? Click. Minecraft movie hits HBO Max this Friday. Very nice. Here's Ivan Rodriguez, The Finn and Jake. Yeah, that's a cheap one, isn't it? $18, PSA 9. Could be good, could be bad, but one thing for sure, XY era cards are gonna blow. Yeah, they're just really shooting up. I need to sit down and see what XY era cards I actually held on to. I held on to some really cool Snorlaxes. Do you guys want to see those? All right. I think I have 3 of them. I either have 3 of them or I have 2 of them. But I could probably be talked into selling one of those. I just wouldn't know what the value on it is now. Ooh, Slow King. The King Who's Slow. Here's Manectric 10. Caleb's Charmeleon. Here's a nice Persian Rainbow. That's nice. Was this trip necessary with Charizard in it? And Blues Tactics, PSA 10. We better take another look at that one. He's getting older. Yes to the Snorlaxes. I could go find them. You guys want me to go find my XY era Snorlaxes? I kept those. I sold a lot of my XY era cards, which was a mistake. 231. Okay, so we want the cheapest one of these. Yep, Unified Minds. He has gone up. So he is 195 now. Price is rising, man. Get yourself a VC Box Pro. Upset when we wouldn't take a loss to match their fake price. At my last job, we priced our product hyper competitively. People would claim to have offers elsewhere that didn't make sense because they would have been at a loss. I think you see a lot of that kind of stuff in the hobby. People who bluff, people who, like, let's say you make an offer on a card and they say, oh, I've already had 12 of those offers that are higher than that. And you go, did you really? Or are you just saying that? I don't know if you did. It is. But so there's a lot of that in the hobby. I don't negotiate so much. I don't negotiate so much anymore. Yeah, I really don't. I just go and I buy the card now. I say, thank you. Here's your money. Congratulations. Have a nice steak dinner tonight. That's why I do now. I don't do that. I don't do any of the messing around. I just tell people, here's your stuff. Or I do this. I say, let's take this off of eBay so that we avoid the eBay fee, and you give me 10% off and you keep 3%. And so I split it with the seller, and most of them just say, yeah, that sounds great. Their item sells. They actually make more in the private sale than on eBay, and their item sells. So that's the only move I make. I don't come in real aggressively anymore. I don't say, oh, you got to give this to me cheap. I don't do that at all. Maybe if there was a really aggressive buyer's market, or like a bear market arrives, maybe then. But right now, it's definitely a seller's market. 100%. 100% it's a seller's market because these prices are all rising. Do you have any packs for sale? Top open right now. 2 open right now. Yeah, we do have some products for sale, by the way. So if you go into our description, at the very top, we have something called the moving sale. In the moving sale, you'll see items for sale that are cheaper than they used to be. Nintendo Game Pack, Metazoo Kickstarter, Weiss Pixar, Minecraft base set, 1990s The Simpsons tops, Chainsaw Man, Final Fantasy Soldier's Return. That one's a really good one, by the way. Weiss Hololive Summer, Weiss Frieren, Vintage WOTC GI Joe, Carddass Nikke, and Japanese Kaiju No. 8. Kaiju No. 8's really cheap, $3.50 per pack. That's like the supplier price, by the way, if you didn't know that. It's really cheap. All right, let me go ahead and find these cool Snorlaxes. Where did I last see them? I don't really remember where I last saw them. Might have been in like here or something. Reggies. My vintage slabs are not very well organized right now. They used to be well organized. Here's a cool fire red leaf green Snorlax, but we're not looking for him. Let's try this. That's the Sealed DOS box. Oops. Oh. Don't tip over. All right. Maybe they're in this box. So if you guys just give me a minute, I'm going to come over there and show you some really cool cards. But you have to give me a minute because I'm searching for them. Maybe they're in there. Nope. Okay, they're not in here. What's this? That's not it. Maybe they're in here. Nope. Feels good to have a lot of cards, it really does. This is the Charizard box. Maybe in here. Wow, there's that Lugia. I get asked about this Lugia all the time. Here, let me bring this over. This is some cool stuff, man. I gotta show off some stuff. I still haven't found it. We're checking yet another box. Might be in here. Those are Holland Phantoms, EX Deox. There's a Shining Raichu that was for sale. Nobody bought him. I'm glad no one bought him. He went up in price. I used to have him for sale because I was like, I'm not a Raichu collector. Okay, they gotta be in here. Oh, there they are, I found them. Wow, they're in the very last box that I searched. Okay, you ready? Just putting these away. Nice and neat. All right, I got a couple slabs to show you guys. You want to see some cool slabs? Here we go. Here we are. So, okay, I only had 2 of them. XY Era Snorlax. That's rare. I graded those myself. Take a picture real fast. By the way, we have a short wait time in the queue if you guys want to open anything at all. We have a short wait time. Send in some orders. Have some fun. Let's see. Nobody's pulled Mewtwo out of Destined Rivals yet, by the way. Population 38. Wow. Population never really changed on these guys. Pop 38. Crazy. That means it barely changed at all over time. So you're looking at some extremely rare XY cards here. I'm glad I didn't sell either of these because I could have, but I really didn't offer them very often. The one time I did offer these cards, I offered them for $1,000 and no one bid at it. And I was like, that's fine. I'll just keep them. Because I have a good feeling about them. But I could sell one and still have another one, but I don't even know what the point of that is. I have the same Dragonite. We're twins. Check this out. Can you believe? Only 7. So that means you got one, I got one. There's only 5 left. And I got this for $460 in February. Can you believe that? What the hell? Isn't that crazy? That's the crown pull out of that set. This Dragonite and probably the Charizard too. 460. That's nothing. This card could sell for 4,000. Probably not. Maybe 1,000 though. But yeah, I mean, it's not 460. That's crazy cheap for a rainbow. And now you can't even find those rainbow boxes. I've shopped for it. You can't find them. If you do find one, it's very expensive, which means maybe the people who sell them, they know how to detect when it's rainbow. But you just can't get rainbow boxes. It is. And when you do get a rainbow box, you open it up and it's crap. They're all sticky and frilled edges. And so I remember how many boxes we opened before we ran into even one box that looked like it had a shot at a 10. And they often didn't grade 10, even though they looked like they had a shot at it. Look at that. So they're hyper rare. Ooh, nice little swirl right there. The same, paid $500 off eBay 2 months ago, way too cheap. It is, yeah, it doesn't make any sense to me at all. Look at that, Snorlax. Pop 38. Paid basically nothing for these because I got them out of a promotional item. And I was just opening the promotional item to in order to sell the booster packs off. He was just an afterthought. Well, I thought he was interesting, obviously. And I sent him off to grade, and 2 of them turned into 10s. I think I graded like 10 of them, though. So I think I sent in a whole round of these, and only 2 of them grabbed the 10. I don't know what these are worth. I know the jungle one's worth a humongous amount. But these are from 2016. So these are 9 years old now. Do you have any graded Weiss cards? I don't think I do. I don't think I hold on to those. Look at this Shining Gyarados. This is a card people constantly ask me about. They're asking about this card all the time, this Lugia. Plasma Storm Lugia. I got like 4 questions in my Instagram box. They all knew I had it somehow. I don't even know how. Did they talk about it with each other or something? How did they all know? I would even ask the guy, I was like, how did you know I had a Lugia? And he said, well, you got everything. And I was like, what are you talking about? I definitely do not. Okay, let's see. We'll put this over here. Very nice. Okay, so now those cards from that time period are so abnormally hard to obtain now. Mr. Zach, he says 9 Destined Rivals. Hell yeah, dude. All right. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. You got it, Mr. Zach. Could you autograph my PSA 10 Latias? I probably could. Low pop, but seems not much people want it, so low price. I think of it slightly different, Mr. K. Mr. K Baking, I think of it as nobody knows it even exists. How can it be high price if no one's ever made an offer on it because it's so rare no one's ever seen it? I feel the same way about the Koro cards. They are extremely rare and very interesting, but who even knows that they exist? So that's the problem. And so consider this. Let's say you took that card and each of the big PokeTubers showed it off. So right, just imagine one video comes out from each PokeTuber on that particular card, and they all get their views, and then it shows up on eBay, and people are aware it's on eBay. What would the price be then? So I think it's really a matter of no one knows that it exists. You know, when you see those other XY era cards selling for like, they used to sell for $700, now they're selling for $3,000. That's because everyone knows about that card. That's a card that's so rare, people don't even know about it. And of course it looks lovely. It's the Jungle Snorlax artwork. And it fits in with the XY Evolutions sort of product, right? Those were all sort of like a reprint of the classic cards. Well, those cards in a 10 go for bonkers amounts of money. So he fits in with that group. It's a not the classic base set, but it's more like the jungle set. And so I think he's a very interesting product. I bet you his value, I don't know what his value would be. I actually have no clue what I would sell him for anymore. Here's Articuno. No one wants your Snorlax. We want Venusaur. I got a very nice Venusaur for you. It's the Venusaur, what do they call it? Carddass Venusaur. Yeah, I ran into one. I was like, wait, I didn't know I had this. Look at that Shaman, dude. That's really adorable. Wow. You don't think of Shaman being in a Team Rocket set, but this is a combination of 2 sets, isn't it? Here's an Owlate. He doesn't do autos. Who doesn't do autos? Snorlax has diabetes. Ooh, what do you got? Ethan's Adventure. Very nice, man. Take a look at that. Mr. Zach picking up Ethan's Adventure. All right, not bad. Shaman and Ethan's Adventure. Maybe another pull. What else we got? We got Zeraora. We've got Annihilate Zapdos. And Garchomp. Look at that Garchomp. You don't go signing out cards. Oh, yeah, he's right about that. So I don't like to sign a bunch of cards. It's because we have a small niche group, and I just signed a couple cards, and some people maybe want to collect that. I don't think it's a huge group. I don't want to overvalue the signature or anything, but what I'm trying not to do is sign so many cards that they have no meaning, because everyone can just quickly and easily obtain one. So I know other people do that, and it's a big mistake. So I don't want to do that. We are? All right. Any nice Charmanders on the table? Charmander. I don't think so. I can't think of a Charmander. Maybe there's like a pricey poker Charmander somewhere. As a 9, I think I saw one like that. Yeah, he was, I think we had a picture of him taken to be sent to eBay. You want to see him real fast? So here's a Charmander for $70 if you're interested. Jack of Spades. The artwork is from Nintendo 64 Pokemon Stadium. We call that the Stadium Charmander. See Stadium? So that is the artwork from Pokemon Stadium. It's actually a really cool, if you think about it, it's a really cool poker deck. Anytime you have a video game version of Pokemon, whether it be the Pokemon Snap cards that are absolutely insanely expensive, or the Pokemon Rumble cards, Or you got these quest stickers. Anytime you got Pokemon where the artworks were taken straight out of a video game, those cards tend to just be quite a lot more expensive. And for some reason, the Pokemon poker decks just sort of fly under the radar, and I think I will end up benefiting from that because I'm stocked up on them to some degree, and before anyone's decided that they're valuable. We are. Ooh, that's pretty neat. It is very neat. Mr. Zach. Here you go, Zach. Very cool. Very nice. I have a tag 10 Umbreon if anyone's interested. Trades only. All right. Wait, I want it. Wait. Thank you, Mr. Zach, keeping the stream busy today. We are out of orders right now in the queue. Let's go ahead and rotate. We got Onyx 10 for $70. Here's Electabuzz for $180. Dodrio, he's ready to come down. He's been rotating for a while. Here's this lovely Coughing. I think he'd do well in the Poke Shuffle. He's a cool pull. And here's a Togepi Prism for just 20 bucks. This is from the extremely rare Merlin 2 series. Okay, now how about that? I want Venusaur. Do you still have the Marvel Tools Chrome for sex? I almost said for sex. For sale. I wasn't trying to say sex. It just sounded that way. I was trying to say set and sale at the same time. So do I still have it for sale? I believe I still have some somewhere, but they're like buried somewhere. They're buried under an avalanche. Okay, let me go ahead and jump in here. I'm going to check out the price of this Electabuzz real fast. People always get so angry when I release those one whole box of da-da-da videos. Like I had this guy who just said, not a drowned or an ounce or drop of joy. So he's very angry at me because I wasn't excited enough when I opened up the box. Yeah. Okay. This guy is a little bit cheaper today. Oh, that says 180. That should be 155. I want anything with the Venusaur. I'd do $10 for that Togepi right now, paid in full, because I'm your best friend. It is. All right. I'm convinced. There you go. All right. So he's a little bit cheaper, 155. I thought he was originally 155. Did we increase his price? Let's check out that Onyx real fast. So that is a Rocket Onyx, right? PSA 10. Returns on X. All right, returns Onyx. And his price is correct, so that is up to date. Hey, what's up, Mr. Golden Boy? You're my top 5 PokeTubers. Hey, that's really, really cool, man. I appreciate that. Super awesome, man. Togepi, Coughing's up to date. These are ready for a picture. Okay, let's take a quick picture. All right. If there's ever anything you think I can improve about what we do here, or something that would make you happy, or maybe you think I'm making a mistake over something, feel free to let me know. You can always just contact me in email or Discord or Instagram. Anything you'd like to improve. Also, if there's anything you really think I do very special. So if there's something you think we're doing that's super right, that no one else does as good as we do, I like to know that as well so that I don't stop doing it. Because sometimes I'm that dumb that I might stop doing something everyone loves. All right, here we are. All right. I mostly watch Mr. and Rudy for card stuff. Oh, I see. So you kind of find this channel to be feeling maybe a little more on the try hard informative side. Maybe that's what you're saying, right? We are. Okay. Stadium Pokemon Blue. We got Ghastly here. Says it was last priced on $325. Let's get that one updated. I like Leonhardt, Rev, Logan Paul, The Cardconomist, and then Universe. We are. Okay. So this will say PSA 9. Ghastly. Stadium, maybe? I think we'll say just Poker. Ghastly Poker. There's nothing to compare this to. There's none for sale. Stadium? How about Stadium? Yep, nothing to compare it to. 59 feels kind of high, and it did not sell last time either. So let's go ahead and drop it from 59 to 54. Hey, mister, can you show me all the Venusaurs we have for sale? Venusaurs, huh? 54. 6.25. Well, there was a really fancy Venusaur I came across earlier. He's from the Carddass collection. Here, I might have one down here too. Do I have one down here? I'm trying to remember. I don't have the I don't have a version of them in here, do I? So there's one you've probably never seen. I just realized I got the rocket ball. Nice, dude. Very cool. Let's see. I don't know where he went. He disappeared on me. Here's another cool card, though. Check this out, guys. So this card was for sale, but we might as well hold on to it now. So this Nidoking from XY Evolutions. Pop 28, huh? Nidoking from XY Evolutions. That's another XY era card. Could Elon Musk buy every Charizard in the world? Maybe. I think as he started buying all of them, as fewer and fewer became available, the price would jump to a point where maybe the last guy refuses to sell for any price at all. Like he's like, I don't care what the price is, I'm not selling this. I don't know where it went. I had a nice Venusaur, but I don't know where he went. Oh yeah, still got these guys, huh? Look at that. That's a Gundam card. I don't know where the other Venusaur went. He disappeared on me. Alright, look at that. How nice is that? Ah, here we go. Okay, so there's... I just got email from Tag. Oh, but before we deal with that, let's take care of this order real fast. So, Mr. Albert, how's it going, man? 5 Paldea Evolved. Yes, we might see some increased activity for Paldea Evolved. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. You know what, Mr. Albert? I'm super appreciative of this order. We're going to open this up. But then I am going to go test the Paldea Evolves and see if they've changed. Because I can't imagine the price on these staying the same if the Magikarp magically went up more than double in price. All right, here we are. What? I'm in 5th place? No! All right, here's Florigato. Ooh. Here's Great Ball. Oh. Free Palestine. Here's Tinglu. All right. And nobody's even talking about Palestine right now with all the stuff going on in Iran, man. There we go. Pelipper. I also sent in an order. I will not take this disrespect to Mr. I need a bag, says Mr. Albert. You did pretty good. You got a AR there. Now, before we move on, I'd like to take a minute and see if it's time to do an update on the Paldea Evolves. Those packs were already slightly more expensive than other packs, and I'd like to see if that's changed again. I don't think I'm sitting on that much of the product. I should be, but I'm probably not. I can't believe that. Sorry, I wrote Paldea Evolved on it. My iPad's going out of power, and I was staring at that and writing the wrong thing on the bag. Hard to multitask so much, isn't it? There we go. Albert Domingo. Thank you, Mr. Albert. All right. Very nice. That's pretty cheap. 65 on that one. Okay. plug this in now. Is the Gyarados break still going? Yes, it is. It just started. There's 2 people in there. It should finish pretty fast. He's a popular one. He is a cool one. Oops. All right. Mr. Taven, I see your order. 1 Marvel Topps Chrome pack. Oh, so it's like on the menu. Is that right? Okay, we'll go hunting for that. Let's see what's going on with Paldean Evolved. Pokerev is like 5'6". All right, yeah, this product has gotten higher in price over time. You can see it. Let's see. That's not really a surprise, is it? Let's just go find how our cheapest restock looks. Okay. That's what I heard. Oh. So what do we have our price at for this set? Paldean Evolved. So it will move from $12 to $13. Not really a dramatic change. I could have moved it to 14, but we'll just move it by $1. Here's Taven Richardson. 1 Marvel Topps Chrome Pack 4. Destined Rivals. All right. Thanks, man. Let's see what you get. I feel like A should be higher than 12th place. That leaderboard is rigged. Yeah, I don't know if anyone's quite figured out how it works. Some people were like sending in donations to see if that improved it. I don't remember if it did. So I have no clue if we even have that Topps Chrome set. Was it really on the menu? It's not where it should be. I know where I keep the Topps Chrome stuff. I guess what I should do is go out and see if I have more of it, so I'll be right back, okay? I don't even know where that would be kept either. So I'll be back, guys. I'm on a hunt. Yes, we have one last box of this. Oh, whoa. Can't be doing that. Tripping on my own cards here. I pick my slabs up. What are these slabs? What? I think I took these off the table to do a video and I never put them back on. Oh my God. Here, let's put these down here now. Okay. Now, to open this up, we're going to need something special. Okay, first of all, well, that's really hard to reach. Okay, first of all, we're going to need this. Then we're going to need one of these. Okay. Pick a pack from the back of the box. I think it's mapped. Hee. There it is. Is it actually mapped? I'm like Mr. Addicted to Cookies. What's a CB on the menu? The Doctor Who. A collector booster. Like a premium pack. It's a collector booster. That's what that means. I don't know if it actually is. All right. Set that over there. Okay. Who got FOMO on the fresh box? All right. That's called a box topper. Just threw that across the room. It's a top loader, so it should be fine. All right, now let's pull you a pack from the unmapped box. Okay. And set this, well, it should be going over there by the Dragon Ball. That's the biggest top loader I've ever seen. Yeah, they're really expensive too. Cost like a bazillion. Look at that Tropius for only 30 bucks. How's that Wigglytuff looking? Look at that Wigglytuff from $5.25. Let's take a look and see if the price has gone up on that one. Wigglytuff. Vending. No, the price is about the same. Price hasn't really changed. It won't down, I think. It won't. It's about $110 on eBay, so after taxes, about $115 anyways. All right, here goes. Good luck, Taven Richardson. Thanks, Taven. All right. Whole pack gone in 1 30-minute sitting. Snip of that. If I have Oreos NHCC, they're gone in a day or hour. Yeah, you got to stay away from that, huh? I'm doing the same thing right now. I'm back to eating less. I'm ready to start losing weight again. So I get back on the losing weight train. So no boxes of Oreos for me at all. Today I had 5 eggs and a turkey sausage. That's been breakfast. And then I'll probably have some kind of tough dinner and then nothing after that. All right. I ate those gourmet wild mushrooms the other day. Did you guys see that? I was posting about that in Discord. It's pretty cool, actually. It's cool that you can go mushroom hunting and then eat your basket of mushrooms. There it is. Ah, bro, donuts are the same thing for me. Spend all your money on shiny cardboard so you don't have money to spend on junk food. If you want to get skinny, I think you just have to have the right goals and motivation. And I don't know what that is for everybody. Different goals, different motivations, but I got to get on it. I got to get on it. Here it is. All right. I got that Hello Kitty slab. Yeah. Set that there. It's a nice one. Good price, too. So here we go. This is your premium pack, the Topps Chrome Marvel. We've got Ghost Rider Deathlock. Look at that. Lovely. Walking stream one? We were doing walking streams late at night, and that kind of worked. But the problem was hey, that's me in the picture. Look, you can see me. Hi, guys. Intermittent. Today's workout pain. Easier later in life. Here we are. All right. Here's Jane Foster. Okay. Here's Psylocke. Oh. Mr. Psylocke. Here's Rocket Raccoon. Ooh. Okay. Annihilus. And your last card is Juggernaut. You got the Juggernaut. Yay! No more money for junk food. Really? Wait, I'm confused. Doesn't he get one hit out of a pack? Did this pack come with no hits? Oh, this must have been the hit. Oh, it's a Marvel book. Ah, I see. Okay. Well, there you have it. Mr. Tavon. Thanks for the big order, man. That was a $100 order, everybody. Wow. Okay. Place this over here. Got a lot of lovely Marvel cards now. They're all gradable, technically. Ooh, this box is really full. Taven. So who else is in here? We've got a Taro Rivera, almost expired. And a Tanya Garcia, definitely expired. From 224, that's super expired. All right, there we go. If you're almost 40, when are you going to have a kid? I'm not almost 40. I'm almost 36. You are? Here's Taven. All right. Work out and eat healthy now because today's students, doctors are using ChatGPT to get their papers done. Uh-oh. Hey, maybe AI will be the future doctor. All right. Very nice. Okay. Lovely. 36 is closer to 40 than it is to 30. Technically, it's closer to 37 than it is to 40. Yeah. All right. Very nice. Very good. Who's next? Steven says, jump me back into the Final Fantasy break. You got it, Mr. Steven. Steven Gonzalez. Okay, here you go, Mr. Steven. Gone, saw, less. Well, very nice. All right. Bumping that up there. Okay. And now we've got William Ogilvy at one spot in the Gyarados break. You got it, Mr. William. Will.i.am Ogilvy. Look at that. OG Ilvy. Haha. Pretty good. Wait. Now I'm confused. All right. So I found the other bag, then that's what's going on. All right. Created a bag and found a bag. Perfect. So all three people are in there, and there's three people in the Gyarados break. That is high-end, quality vintage. Okay, there we go. Now we got Arturo Perez for that Hello Kitty slab. Look at that Hello Kitty. She's so cute. Thank you very much, Mr. Arturo. All right, very nice. Okay. Here's Malamar, Jasmine, Ekans, Primeape, New Friend, and Magikarp. It's Magikarp. Very nice. Bro comes in here. But come on, mister, I've been a sub for so long. I'll continue to give you business. Cut me a deal. You'll still make me money. He definitely wants that Charizard. He probably got a nice Charizard collection. I sold him a Burning Shadow Zard in the past. It's just a big card, I guess. It's a big card. It's a trickier thing. It's a big card. Yeah, that's the problem. It's a big card. I'd probably do 8.6, though. Maybe I'd do 8.5. Yeah, and then I got to deal with the Australian guy. If I want my card back. All right, so, wow, it's 6:36 p.m. and we have no orders in the queue. If anyone wants to place an order, you can do so now or forever hold your peace. Hold your pieces. Wow, what a nice day. I'm going to check this over here. Let's see. Chill Wednesday. How about you guys? You guys having a chill Wednesday? Okay, let's see. This looks nice. And did my music stop? Oh, cool. We're in a song where it's extended. Mister will do 100 dust bunnies for me because I'm his bestie. That's right. What? Let's see. Dust bunnies. I haven't heard that since I was like a kid. You got to get all the dust bunnies. Mr. Hawk says, for Sponge Boy. Is that a pack of SpongeBob you're wanting to open? There it is. Like this. Let me take a quick look at that. I think that is. SpongeBob. Man, it's kind of... When you open up that secret menu and it shows you the TCC grading, it's kind of an ugly menu, isn't it? I gotta change that. SpongeBob is $3. Let's get it opened. SpongeBob-a-doo. How much to get you to do push-ups, mister? You want me to do push-ups in the stream? I don't know, bro. Maybe I'll do a workout stream. Would you guys like that? That'd be fun. Karis and I could do a stream of us going mushroom hunting. Would you guys watch that? Oh, you know, that wouldn't work. I know it won't work. You know why? There's no cell phone coverage. And the places that we go hunting. I know because I was trying to use ChatGPT to identify some weird looking mushroom, and there was no connection to it because we were deep in the woods and there's just no coverage there. I could record videos, but I don't think I could be live. Plus it would be a low quality live unless I bought like some kind of high quality coverage. I don't know what kind of coverage we get in this area, but it's really middle of nowhere. So really far out there. The park is. It's far out there. It's cool, man. It's cool as hell. And I work up a real heavy sweat hunting for mushrooms. You'd think it would be like easy, because when you go for like a brisk walk for a workout, or for like a cardio, when you go for a brisk walk, that kind of wears you out. But it's really simple. You just kind of walk on a flat road, right? And maybe a little uphill, maybe a little downhill, whatever. What's interesting about mushroom hunting is it's so much harder. You're like walking through brush, you're fighting trees and branches, you're climbing things. And then every time you pluck a mushroom, it's like a squat almost. You know, the first 20 of them you don't notice, but like 30 mushrooms in, you're like, oh my God, dude, what are we doing? The worst part is the heat, dude, the unbearable heat. There's so much heat, you start sweating your ass off. And so you're bending over and over to pick up these mushrooms, tiny little mushrooms. You're getting cut by all these little branches and thorns and checking yourself for ticks, and you're climbing on rocks and uneven surfaces, and there's like no way to just sort of stop and sit down on a bench and catch your breath or anything. You just got to keep going. So yeah, it's pretty interesting. It's an interesting kind of cardio. It's an interesting workout. Bending over, yeah, there's a lot of squatting down to pick up the mushrooms. And again, you don't notice it at first, but when you're like an hour deep into mushroom hunting, you are pretty tired, actually. It's like my hips were like in pain when we were all done. And I was thinking, my hips, I must be using them. And so, yeah, it's just the nature of leaning down and plucking mushrooms up over and over and over again. It's a good workout. It's a very like unexpected workout. Yeah, the heat gets you. It's really the heat. All right, guys. Well, it's 6:40 and we're not getting any new orders in the queue. I think we had a nice little Wednesday daytime stream. I'll be back on for the Wednesday nighttime stream. We'll continue our giveaway that we started yesterday. So I hope you guys will join me for that. It'll probably start around 1:30 a.m. Okay, guys? What's really exciting right now? I feel like we're in between products. White and Black came out. Destined Rivals came out. So I feel like the hype for those are a little slowed down to some degree. And I feel like we're in this new stage where people are like, where do I put my money? But right now, there's still momentum behind this, Final Fantasy. A lot of interest in that. We just have these interesting breaks. If you like RNG products, you can, of course, just go buy a Final Fantasy pack for me if you'd like. We have these really cool breaks. You can't open a modern booster pack and pull this. You can't even open a vintage booster pack and pull this because it's already graded 10. But this is really not too bad. Compare this to the cost of one booster pack of Gym Challenge. You don't pull Gyarados every time. There's so many bad cards in this set. There's a lot of bad cards. So this is just the good card, Gyarados, already graded 10. Fantastic. It's really a nice thing. We have this Nami already up to 3 out of 13. So these are hot. We also have this Charizard. He's stuck at 3, I'd say. So he hasn't moved beyond 3. A lot of breaks seem to be stuck these days. So people have slowed down on breaks for sure. I think that's because a lot of attention is being given to other things, like I noticed we're getting plenty of slab away payments, so that's good. I think people are just opening different things, especially these breaks, like the Mega Pack Break, Mega Jumbo Break, Jumbo Pack Break. There we go. The Jumbo Pack Break went off yesterday, and now it's 1 deep for today, so we only need 3 more. And this has just been going off over and over and over again. This is a big favorite one for everyone. I don't know why it's so popular. I think it's just the idea of it's kind of entertaining. That's got to be it. It's an entertaining card. And people have been buying a lot of slabs outright, so that's been really popular too. I've almost rotated through all the slabs, but not quite. Almost rotated through all the slabs. And then when they're done rotating, we'll rotate through the commission slabs and hopefully have a submission return eventually. I really want one back from BGS. We're waiting for BGS. When are they releasing the next Pokemon set? That's a great question. I believe the next set is an XY set. I haven't heard any big news about what's in it, which means we're not that close to it. But I got some new stuff coming anyways. I got some surprises coming. And most of all, we're waiting for new submissions to return. And then, we're just every day grinding a little bit of cards here and there, making our collections a little bit nicer. I'm going to go ahead and pop off. I'll see you guys for tonight.